Grassy Seed Cobalion with Encore Disable Calyrex-S was able to place top 16 at the Japan National Championship. We're going to be trying out this team and seeing how well it can perform. This is a Cobalion team that got top 16 at Japan Nationals. It has quite a few tricks, of course, being the best of one close team sheet format that Japan Nationals is. You want to have some surprises that do work out. So one tech you do have is this Calyrex-S with Encore Disable, which can be really strong because of how fast Calyrex-S is, being one of the fastest Pokemon in the format, and having the option for a fast Encore Disable into unfavorable moves can give you a huge advantage, especially if your opponent is not expecting it. And especially if you are able to lock them into both and then forcing them to struggle, it can be a huge advantage with one slot being useless or forced to switch. We have the Cobalion, which is an interesting tech here, but if you think about it, if you do have a boost from one of the seeds like the Grassy Seed or the Electric Seed, which does give you a +1 defense while the terrain is active, you are able to get a +1 defense, and it's basically a Zamazenta without your restricted slot, which is very cool. The only downside is you do have to bring the terrain user in order to get that boost. Otherwise, it is a pretty much ineffective item unless your opponent also brings the same Pokemon, like their own Rillaboom in this case. Body Press, great damage, punishes any normal types that affect this Calyrex, which is important because the Calyrex is only running a Ghost type move and Astral Barrage on this team, and has some quite a few cool tricks like the Quick Guard, which prevents any strong priority moves from really affecting the Calyrex, which is nice. Taunt, which is cool against like Amoonguss, any Trick 'em users like Calyrex Ice Rider, which is very helpful, and the Terra Ground to help out into Miraidon teams. The Assault Vest Rillaboom, this one's actually pretty speedy with quite a bit of speed, and you do have quite a standard set otherwise with Woodhammer, Grassy Glide, U-Turn, Fake Out, the Grassy Terrain to help out set up the seed for the Cobalion. The strong damage output you have with Rillaboom and to help out against Miraidon is very helpful. We have the Life Orb, Terra Electric, Raging Bolt. This one just going max speed and max special attack because this team is about taking KOs and putting into unfavorable positions with offensive initiative or Encore Disable, forcing like switches. We have just offensive Raging Bolt. This one's just running Volt Switch instead, so you can reposition. Especially, you know, pivoting moves is really nice, especially when you're running like an Encore Disable mon like Calyrex-S. You can take a move with the Rillaboom or Raging Bolt or scout out like a position and then just go into your Calyrex, and then you have the Encore Disable, which can be very helpful. We have a Choice Scarf for Shifu Water. This one running Terra Grass, and the only difference is this one's running Iron Head, which I guess you can hit some fairy types or Terra Fairy specifically, like Miraidon can run Terra Fairy, so having Iron Head coverage if you don't need the Aqua Jet. And then this Tornadus, which is running Mental Herb to help out against opposing taunts or encores from like Whimsicott or opposing Tornadus. And then really just Bleak Wind, Tailwind, Taunt is pretty standard. Terra Normal to help out against the Calyrex-S mirror, and then Sunny Day, which is a move you'd be kind of surprised about, especially if you're running Water Shifu, but it's pretty helpful because against Calyrex, Kyogres can be annoying. It helps against Water Urshifu, like opposing ones, because then Surging Strikes isn't doing that much damage, especially when you're running Cobalion and the Surging Strikes does break through the Grassy Seed boost because of the critical hits ignoring the defense boost. It can be pretty helpful there. If you'd like to check out the details of the team and the creator, they'll be linked in the description down below. Serena, Kyogre, Xianpao, Dragonite, or Shifu Tornadus. This is one heck of a very offensive team. All right, how do I want to perform against this? I do like my Calyrex set against the Xianpao Dragonite. I do think that Disable can actually come into play, especially against choice items. Kyogre is going to be interesting because I don't know what item it's specifically going to be. I have quite a few options. The Raging Bolt's really good. The Rillaboom's also pretty solid. So I don't think I mind leading both of them. I think they're both pretty strong here. So I think I'm just going to lead both of them. And then, do I want Torn? Because I feel like I'm just going to be slower than most of their team anyway. Sure, I could bring my own Torn, but I do think that I would rather just try to play with the Calyrex-S, which is pretty strong. I guess the question is, what do I expect them to bring? Torn, Kyogre would make a lot of sense. Serena, I think, is brought, but I feel like you want to bring one of the Xianpao Dragonite combo because I think Terra Normal Dragonite's pretty good into Calyrex-S mainly. But I think I'm going to bring the Cobalion because it's good against Xianpao. I don't know. It's kind of a tough decision for them, right? Because if they bring Torn, They either have to leave the Serena if they want to go with Xianpao Dragonite Kyogre, or you just don't bring the Dragonite, which makes the Xianpao mode a bit weaker in my opinion. So they got quite a few things. It's really just going to depend on which mode they decide to lean to. This is why I'm not bringing Tauren, because it's not guaranteed that they go Tailwind. But it looks like we're going to see a Kyogre Tornadus lead, which is not too surprising. As long as this isn't a Snowscape Kyogre, which I don't think you're going to have with Xianpao. I think we're in a pretty solid spot. I like the idea of just going for a Volt Switch into Torn. And just going to go for a... Do I want a Wood Hammer or do I want a U-turn? I think I'm going to go for a Wood Hammer immediately. Yeah, I'm just going to go for a Wood Hammer. Get as much damage as I possibly can. Kyogre's going to protect, which is cool. This could be Tailwind. This could be Bleak Wind. Either one's all right. Gonna be Hurricane. Oh, that changes quite a bit. That's a lot of damage into Rillaboom. No confusion, thankfully. We are able to get a Volt Switch off in a Torn and pick up the knockouts. So we know that it is not choiced on the Kyogre. No Tailwinds up for the rest of the game. That's why I didn't want to go super greedy and double up the Kyogre. I didn't know if it was choice. I didn't know the Terra. I'd rather just make sure that I think the Torn's probably very unlikely to protect here. And yeah, we are in a pretty decent spot now. I think I'm going to go out into Calyrex because I can Encore the Kyogre into the Protect, which would be fantastic. So let's bring out our Calyrex. And what are they going to do? Is the Xianpao coming out? Wood Hammer going to go into the Protect. I do have Encore on this Calyrex Shadow Rider. So if it does switch, if it doesn't want to, if they either Terra, they're either forced to Terra or they have to switch out. Although they probably don't know about the Encore. Ooh, Rillaboom come in. All right. Or Urshifu. Urshifu, this should be your Scarfmon then. I really... actually, because it's Scarf Urshifu... Makes it a lot harder. Gotta make sure I don't get knocked out by a combination of two attacks. This could be troublesome because I don't think I have a good switch in. I'm gonna go out into my Raging Bolt, and I think I'm just gonna Grassy Glide to Kyogre because Thunderclap will KO the Urshifu, so I don't think I have to worry about it too much. And I need to get damage on the Kyogre. We're actually gonna see the Kyogre Hard Retreat. Is this Serena? Yeah, it is Serena. Okay, good plan on their part. All right. I don't think this is a bad spot. Let's see who they Surging Strike. It's probably going to be into the Calyrex slot, I'd imagine. Yeah, it is into Calyrex. All right. So that's not too bad. We do take quite a bit of damage. But I think now I can double up the Urshifu. And I don't think Surging Strikes knocks out the Rillaboom in this spot. That's actually pretty close. Let me double check. Let's compare Raging Bolt versus Rillaboom. I would say we barely live, and if we barely live, that'd be great. I'm gonna Volt Switch, and I'm just gonna go for a Wood Hammer into the Urshifu. Actually, now that I think about it, I should have Draco Meteored, because if this is Grass Terra, that was 100% better play. And it looks like we're gonna see a Terra. Okay, it's Water Terra. Ooh, wait, hold on. That actually allows them to KO the Rillaboom now. Surging Strike's gonna come out. This is targeting down the Rila. No, this is actually targeting down the Raging Bolt. That actually does pick up the knockout, which is not good for me. I probably need a Torn now that I think about it. Okay. And Serena gonna go for triple axle. I'm faster actually than the Serena. I guess that makes sense. I had a lot of speed on the Rillaboom, so it kind of worked out. I kind of forgot that this Rillaboom had a lot of speed. I still thought Serena would outspeed, but then again, I guess it's just how fast this Rillaboom is, because we were able to get a huge Wood Hammer off. It actually is pretty important, because if they went for like the opposite of maybe like a triple axle onto Raging Bolt, but then again, this Raging Bolt actually has a lot of speed. This team did just have a lot of speed factor. Let me double check the speed. Yeah, we actually do outspeed always every Serena, so that's just really helpful. And now we can go into Calyrex and our Cobalion, which is really solid. We're gonna see the Kyogre come in. They use their Terra, so they can't Terra. Pretty sure I know you don't get access to Faint with Kyogre. This is the... How many turns of rain are left? I think if we just take care of the Kyogre, we're in a good spot. In terms of rain, I think we should always just double protect, because if we catch them, for instance, protecting the Kyogre during a really bad spot, I don't think they should be able to set up anything. We're going to see Helping Hand, which is fine. Actually, I could disable the Kyogre, which would be really nice. And I think that's what my game plan is going to be here. All right, perfect. So I kind of got bailed because I forgot that both my Rillaboom and Raging Bolt were like very fast. And it really paid off. Origin Pulse is going to come out into the Calyrex and the Cobalion. Do you Water Spout here? I just don't think you Water Spout here, especially with a Terra Ghost option. So I'm actually going to go for a Disable into the Kyogre, and I'm going to go for a Body Press into the Kyogre slot. If they go for Protect, I just don't think they're going to Protect here because Astral Barrage was just very highly likely. So let's go for that Disable into Kyogre. Let's see if it pays off here. Because if they did Water Spout, it's kind of a big issue, but I think regardless, like, it would have been tough. Nice. Okay, sweet. Body Press damage into Kyogre. That did so much damage. Because if they went for Water Spout, if they got the full Water Spout, Cobalion goes down. But if they got the Origin Pulse off, I'm just worried about how much Cobalion takes. I just don't think we could live a Helping Hand Origin Pulse. And then I'm just worried about, like, oh, did the Terra Ghost Astral Barrage do enough to Kyogre for like a 2-shot? And I just wasn't too confident on that one. Now I can go for a... I can just go for the Terra Ghost Astral Barrage because I think it's just enough to finish off the Kyogre. Also, I don't think the Kyogre is going to have enough damage output to beat me here. So we are able to take the win. Oh, we got into a really bad pin position if it wasn't for my speed. And that wasn't according to my plan, so I should have probably thought about that more. But now I remember, and looking at the speed on my Pokemon, the Rillaboom and Raging Bolt were faster than the Serena, so I was actually just really safe on targeting the Urshifu. Other than the, I think I had to go for the Grass move into Urshifu, but it was Terra Grass. I should have always just Draco Meteored with the Raging Bolt into the Urshifu. Always cover for it. All right, we have Annihilate, Calyrex, Ice Rider, the Ursaluna, Cresselia, Iron Valiant, and Magmar. So Magmar for Follow Me redirection, Iron Valiant for Wide Guard. I can't tell if it's going to have speed or not. I think that's a big question. All right, Cobalion's really good into a lot of the tricks that the... Well, it's pretty good, I would say, in Ursaluna as well as the Calyrex Ice Rider. It depends on the Terra on the Ursaluna, of course, but it's not like awful. I do like Calyrex Shadow Rider a lot, especially with the Scarf where we have pretty safe positions. I think I like the Calyrex Ice Rider plus Rila. Rila's probably really good here. Urshifu's not bad either. Surging Strikes is really powerful against their team. I do like both. I think I'm just gonna bring the Rillaboom though. I think I'm gonna have the Iron Crown because if there's like a Terra Normal to avoid like Astral Barrage, we do have the Body Press. It's also really good in the Calyrex Ice Rider. I just don't want Raging Bolt, Ursh, or Torn. I think it's Ursh always. Although having Protect might be helpful, but I do think that Ursh is probably the best move here because it's one of the better mons into the Ursaluna. My only problem is I don't actually have Aqua Jet on the Urshifu since this one is running Iron Head instead, which could cause some problems. We'll see. Gonna be the Calyrex Ice Rider and the Iron Valiant. All right, versus Rillaboom and the Calyrex Shadow Rider. So this is booster energy on the Iron Valiant. It's speed, that's not too surprising. All right, I think the big question is how am I approaching this, because Iron Valiant's kind of weird here. I could Encore it immediately, or I could disable if I expect Wide Guard, but I don't know if they're going to Wide Guard. That's the question. I also have no idea if it's physical or special. I think my best play is just to go for a protect. I would rather just wood hammer. I think I'm just going to protect my Calyrex and just go for a wood hammer into the Iron Valiant. If they go for double protect for some reason, then I just get to Encore the Calyrex. So that's fine. I think having to get rid of Iron Valiant is pretty key. We do see Wide Guard, so I could have either Encore or Disabled locked it. I think that's fine. I'm able to get a big wood hammer off into the Iron Valiant. Yeah, that's really good damage, as we're going to see a crunch immediately. Okay. Crunch. That should be a Sulfur stand on the Calyrex. All right. If it's crunch, I could go out into the Cobalion. I just don't know if that's a play. I kind of like it though. I think actually no, I do kind of like that. I like going out into Cobalion here on the crunch potentially, and I do like going for the U-turn into Calyrex. Because I can always Grassy Glide threaten the Iron Valiant in the future, but I kind of like the idea of going out into the Cobalion, getting my Grassy Seed so I can actually get the boost. It's a good switch into every single attack they could really go for here, so that's pretty nice. We're going to see Wide Guard again to block an Astral Barrage, perfectly acceptable, as I am able to get a U-turn off into Calyrex, and I think I go out into Urshifu to cover for the Glacial Lance. I don't want to lose my sash on the Calyrex Shadow Rider. It's super important in this. And then I think the question is, what do I want to go for the next turn? So I am going to go out into Urshifu. Urshifu is not necessary to win this game. Glacial Lance is expected, yeah. They probably expected to cover for a Terra, but also maybe to punish the Rillaboom if I play too passive with the Calyrex Shadow Rider. So yeah, the Glacial Lance just made a lot of sense here. All right. Now I think I have a really good position with the Cobalion. Unfortunately, this thing is super threatened here. And I can't exactly pressure the Iron Valiant. So I'm just going to body press, get the damage off into Calyrex. The question is, what am I doing with you? Do I want to save this Mon? A Rillaboom's not a bad play, but if I do lose the Rillaboom on a switch, I think it's really bad. Because I think I really want Grassy Glide. Yeah, so I think I'm just going to go for a Surging Strikes into Iron Valiant. I guess I could actually I'll target the Calyrex too, because this should just be Moonblast. Yeah, Moonblast into the Urshifu makes so much sense here. All right, perfect. As I am able to get a big body press off into Calyrex. That's some really good damage because that's a critical hit. My goodness, high horsepower going to come out into the Cobalion, but just nowhere near enough damage. I think would hammer Grassy Glide damage. I think Grassy Glide should take the KO on Iron Valiant. So I will go out into Rillaboom. And I am just going to go for a body press into the Calyrex, and I'm going to go for a Grassy Glide into the Iron Valiant. Should be pretty safe. And then we still have not seen a Terra yet. That's my only concern. We have not seen a Terra from the Ursaluna. But the thing is, if it's Terra Ghost, which is common, if it's Terra Ghost, that means it's going to be vulnerable to Astral Barrage. Grassy Glide going to come out, pick up the knock on Iron Valiant. Beautiful. Yeah. And body press is going to finish off the Calyrex. I don't think the crit mattered because I'm pretty sure body press would have 2-hit knocked out with the chip we did from the U-turn earlier. So goodbye Calyrex. And then let's see, last two Ursaluna Cresselia. If it's Ursaluna Cresselia, I think it depends on the item on the Cresselia. But otherwise, I feel pretty good. We are going to see Ursaluna come in. And is that Magmar? That is Magmar. Okay. And not what I expected. Am I gonna Terra Ghost you? I just don't feel like I should. I feel like my best play is just to go for Terra Ground to get rid of the fire weakness because I have no idea what the Magmar set is. I think we just go for a taunt into Magmar. And we go for a Wood Hammer into the Ursaluna in case they don't protect. I think you should, but there is a chance that they don't. So let's see if this play works out. Because I could still be very much losing here. Let's bring out the Calyrex, or bring out the Iron Crown. Get the Terra Ground. Get rid of that fire weakness. They do protect Ursaluna, which is fine. I guess I should have Encore locked it. I should have switched it into Calyrex, actually. Well, I couldn't guarantee that they didn't attack there. If they attacked, it would have been bad. We do taunt the Magmar. All right, what's Magmar going for? We're faster than Magmar too, which is nice. Or maybe it's a potential speed tie. They do Will-O-Wisp attempt. That's really good for me. Okay, awesome. So I'm just going to body press and I'm going to Wood Hammer double up the Ursaluna, because if it's Terra Ghost, then it's going to be Astral Barrage weak, and I think I should guarantee the win then. And if it's like Terra Fairy or something, then they have already used their Terra, and we've already done enough damage to where Astral Barrage should be able to pick up the knockout with the combination of Body Press plus Wood Hammer. We are going to see the Terra come out here. This should be the... Yep, Ursaluna. What Terra are you? Ghost. Okay, yeah. Now it's weak to Astral Barrage. That's super key here. So now we focus on the Magmar and getting a chip to put in Astral Barrage range. Body Press is going to fail. I wonder who they're going to target. The Rillaboom or the... wow, that Wood Hammer actually did a lot of damage to the Ursaluna. Still, Flamethrower going to come out into the Rillaboom. Completely fine. And Facade going to be fired off into the Cobalion. Unfortunately, did get the critical hit there, which is actually really annoying. But I think we should have the game sealed regardless, because I don't think that they should be able to beat the Calyrex unless there's something I'm really not like expecting here. But I'm pretty sure that there is no way they should be able to win this game. But this is Pokemon for you. With the taunted Magmar, I feel a lot safer. I am gonna just Wood Hammer and Astral Barrage the Magmar here, and it looks like they don't protect the Ursaluna, so that should be a good game. Wait, that did a lot less than I thought to Magmar, actually. A Violet really going crazy there, but I do get the boost from the Ursaluna, so I am at +1 now. I'm surprised the Ursaluna actually didn't attempt to protect, but we'll see. Wood Hammer gonna come out into the Magmar. That Wood Hammer actually did more damage than I thought. It's just Flamethrower into Rillaboom. And now with the single target Astral Barrage, I just clean up the Magmar pretty easily. I was like, okay, can Magmar do something like a move? Like, I didn't think Crit Flamethrower could knock out the Calyrex and the burn plays around the Focus Ash. There's no priority move I think Magmar gets. I'm pretty sure it doesn't get access to like any of the priority Ghost or Dark type moves out there, or a priority move that might hit the Calyrex in general. So pretty good. If it was Cresselia, I was thinking of going for the taunt into Cresselia, just going for the Wood Hammer and kind of pinning it away. Magmar kind of was the same thing, except it was actually a little bit trickier to actually damage, but in the long term, we were actually able to get quite a bit from our Cobalion. Miraidon, Whimsicott, Iron Hands, Farigiraf, Urshifu, and Chi-Yu. Okay, Miraidon offense is pretty weird. Although Disable on Calyrex is really nice against like choice item Miraidon stuff, so that's pretty good, especially if this is choice Chi-Yu as well. But the problem is, yeah, this is still very difficult. The Chi-Yu is making this extremely difficult here. How do I want to approach this? Raging Bolt's not bad here. Okay, so Calyrex is coming for sure. I'm pretty sure I'm bringing the Cobalion because it has good access to some coverage that I would really like in this matchup. So I kind of like the idea of Cobalion plus the I think Cobalion plus the Calyrex is really good here. I like Rillaboom in the back. The question is, am I bringing the Raging Bolt or my Urshifu? I'm thinking of Raging Bolt lane because I like the idea of like being able to pressure their Urshifu. Although if it's Dark Urshifu, it's a bit weird. If it's water, then Raging Bolt's definitely better. I think Raging Bolt because I think my plan to Terra is going to be Cobalion because Terra Ground is good here. I don't want to lead Rillaboom right away because I have no idea if they're leading to Chi-Yu or not. And I want to scout for like item wise. I want to see like what are they going to click? If they lead Chi-Yu, Miraidon, they could lead Miraidon, Whimsicott, Miraidon, Farig. Miraidon, Chi-Yu is going to be the lead there. All right. Against Iron Crown and the Calyrex. Now I want to figure out if there's a Scarf involved here, which is pretty important on the Chi-Yu. If I'm not mistaken, since as one is kind of a different ability. Let's see. I am just gonna double protect here. If they go Whims, that's fine. Because I can play around these Pokemon. We're gonna see a Terra come out immediately from my opponent. Okay. I'm the Chi-Yu trying to cover for the body press immediately. Oh, Terra Ground. What? Oh, are they going for Discharge? I was not expecting Discharge immediately. That's fine. As we go for the Protect. We're just scouting for sets, so they really heavily committed here. All right. We're going to see Heat Wave. Yeah, it's Scarf Chi-Yu, so that's good to confirm. All right. They're also now weak to my... Huh. All right. They're weak to Rillaboom Grassy Glide now. They did Discharge. Okay. All right. I think... I mean, this is still a weird spot. Because I don't know who I want to damage. Because I can go for Disable onto either of these Pokemon. And I kind of like to Disable on the Miraidon. I want to Body Press the Miraidon too. The problem is I can't switch into Heat Wave. That's a problem. I think it's super hard for me to switch into Heat Wave. I think my best play is actually just to Astral and get the damage off and then go Rillaboom. Or no, go Raging Bolt actually. Because I like the idea of getting the Astral Barrage damage. Like Heat Wave Discharge. This Raging Bolt isn't bulky, but we'll be able to take the attacks, which I think is like really crucial. They go for the Heat Wave. I actually did a lot less to Calyrex than I thought. Astral Barrage going to be fired off into... If I knew that was doing that little, I probably should have disabled the Miraidon in that case. But this is pretty acceptable, I think. Yeah, like it just didn't really do too much damage here. Okay, nice. And now we're going to go Rillaboom. The problem is that they have Farrig. I just don't... I feel like you should bring Farrig in this matchup, though. I really feel like you should. I feel like you should always retreat with the Miraidon. If that's the case, I could always go for the Terra Fire. Because I don't need the Terra Ground plan anymore. Yeah, I don't need the Terra Ground plan anymore. I think it's actually probably worth it. Like, go for a U-turn. Actually, do I think you... I want to U-turn to Chi-Yu. And Volt Switch out the Miraidon, I think. Let's see. They do switch out the Miraidon. Is this, what I think it is? Farrig, yeah, okay. So I had a suspicion. I don't know if U-turn actually knocks out the Chi-Yu. I think it does. If it's Scarf, I'm pretty sure it should be Frail, which I feel like U-turn should KO. If it doesn't, I'm kind of in a weirdish spot. Yet I could still play around it. All right. Heat Wave gonna come out once again. No burn, no crit. Good. Volt Switch out into Farrig. Does a lot of damage. Perfect. I'm pretty sure because we get the grassy terrain now secured with the Grassy Seed on the Cobalion, Body Press should be able to pick some knockouts up, which is great. My only concern is now the Chi-Yu is actually... If I don't KO the Chi with U-turn, I actually think this is very concerning. So maybe I should have Wood Hammered. Okay, I do KO the Chi though. All right. I had a feeling I should KO Chi at that range, but that might have been an unnecessary risk. I just wanted to U-turn because I want to play greedy, because if Miraidon comes in, we want to make sure that, it can't go for like that really strong Electro Drift, which would basically negate everything I've been trying to work up for. Now we also get a bit of grassy terrain recovery with the Raging Bolt, which is nice. All right, let's see. This should be Whimsicott coming out. I'm surprised Whimsicott came out because I don't know what the Whimsicott's accomplishing. I'm just gonna go for protect, and I'm just gonna go for the body press into the Farig. Actually, should I make that play? No, I think my best play is actually just go hard back into Rillaboom and body press. Oh wait, did no, I protected turn 1. Yeah, I just came in fresh. Yeah, so I can go out into Rillaboom, and I can go for a body press into Farig. And the reason I do this is because I'm setting up the fake out pressure against Miraidon the next turn, and then body press KO. Because I think body press should KO the Farig, and I just don't know what the Whimsicott can really do here. Let's put a Moonblast to target down the Raging Bolt. Perfect. As I am able to get a body press off KO into Farig, and now I position the fake out plus body press KO into the Miraidon. And now pick up the knockout, and we already should confirm that the Miraidon is choiced with the discharge. So yeah. Because even though we do lose the Terrain War, I can still win it back if I really, really want to. Because I could always switch out. A Miraidon going to come in. Otherwise, I would have protected Raging Bolt. But yeah, like this covered basically everything that I needed to. If you're Covert Cloak, I'm going to cry. Don't be Covert Cloak. Actually, even if you're Covert Cloak, it's fine. Would it be fine? I'd get a fake out off into Miraidon. They get an attack off. Probably knock out the Cobalion. I Thunderclap with the Raging Bolt. Then I go down to Whimsicott, and then I guess we play mine Encore games. I would probably lose, though. I don't think I'd be able to beat the Moonblast. But yeah, I didn't think it'd be Covert Cloak discharge, so very nice. Landorus, Kyogre, Serena, Urshifu, Raichu, and Torn. If I'm not mistaken, this is like a Selfest Raichu on this team, and like Specs Kyogre. Do I like playing against that? Not really. But we'll play it out. This is going to be tricky. It is going to be really tricky. I think my play here... Yeah. Like Kyogre Serena, we already saw how difficult it was earlier to deal with. Probably don't want to bring Cobalion this time. I think I need my own Tailwind in this matchup. I think I got to go with... I'm going to go with Calyrex. I think Calyrex Torn is actually probably pretty good here. It's either Calyrex or maybe Calyrex Rillaboom. Calyrex Rillaboom is also really good. I think I'm going to go with Calyrex Rillaboom. I have Torn and the Raging Bolt in the back. We could be playing a mind game turn 1 between like what the Torn does. But we'll see, because like there's a Serena swap, Bleak Wind. Do they just go for Tailwind immediately? There's a bunch of things that could happen. Well, let's see what they're gonna choose. Like I could be playing a game without Rillaboom turn 1. It's just a bunch of risk and reward factors. We're gonna see the Urshifu and the Kyogre. All right. Great, we're playing... I wish I let Torn. I could have just Sunny Day'd. Granted, I think this is okay. I'm just going to go out into the Raging Bolt, and I'm just going to Wood Hammer the Kyogre. Yep. I will take the risk right here, and we'll see how this plays out. I think... there could be a Serena coming in for either slot. We'll see. I think it's probably more likely the Kyogre, but I think I'd rather Wood Hammer here. The Kyogre, because if they both attack here, I'm in a really bad position. We are going to see the Terra come out from the Kyogre. Yeah, okay. Terra, Water. Yeah. All right. Who did they target? Did they U-turn the Rillaboom? I feel like your Searching Strike's the... either you U-turn Origin Pulse or you Water Spout Searching. Yeah. Okay, perfect. All right, we get rid of the Kyogre turn 1. That's fantastic. That's actually really good. All right. Beautiful. And Origin Pulse. Oh, in case I Grassy Glide. We do dodge with the Raging Bolt, which is really nice, although I don't know if I wanted that because I would have liked a Torn in for the Sunny Day. A Wood Hammer going to be fired off and KO the Kyogre, so that's really nice. Unfortunately, one of the downsides to running Kyogre. All right, Kyogre goes down. Beautiful. All right. Huge. Let's see who's the follow-up here. Is this Serena coming in? Trying to figure out what else comes in. Raichu. All right. Which I don't mind. I'm just going to go for a Draco Meteor into the Urshifu. And we're going to go for a Wood Hammer. I'm going to tar it down. I always want to tar down the Raichu. Actually, I want a Grassy Glide, right? I want a Grassy Glide because they should take the knockout Rillaboom here. They should probably fake out the... yeah, the slot there. Perfect. Okay, so I do get the Grassy Glide, which is nice because I like that damage on the Raichu a lot. We are going to see the Surging Strikes, but that's fine. The reason I like that Grassy Glide is because now I'm going to try to get in my Calyrex if I can. And Calyrex is going to be a super big threat. But that's after the next couple turns. I'm going to go out into my Torn here in Sunny Day. So we do have Sunny Day on the Torn. We are going to go for it. And then Draco Meteor, who do I want Draco Meteor? Probably the Raichu. Yes. Sunny Day, Draco Meteor to Raichu. Actually, I Draco Meteor to Raichu is because I guaranteed to knock out the Raichu. If they switch out, it's good. If they stay in, I'm a bit worried about Endeavor, which is why I want to go for this Draco Meteor into the Raichu. If they have Torn in the back, that means that Raging Bolt should win, because I don't know how you really damage the Raging Bolt in the end game. Sunny Day going to come out. Activate Photosynthesis as well, which is beautiful. And then I of course I have the electric move that I can pressure the Urshifu with. Surging Strike's just not doing any damage in the sun. Great. I'm pretty sure if Raging Bolt got hit by the Origin Pulse earlier, we could have set up the Terragosa Astral Barrage game plan, which would have been really nice, but not too bad. Yeah, they do Endeavor here, so they do have Endeavor. Okay. I missed a Draco, but that's all right because they're just not doing any damage. I'm going to go for a Tailwind, and the question is, what do I want to... I think I want a Draco Meteor. I don't want Draco Meteor. I think I just Draco Meteor to Raichu, and I Tailwind. Alright, they stay in with her, so they're just clicking Surging Strikes and Sun, which is just not accomplishing anything. Nice. We do land a Draco Meteor, KOs the Raichu. If Torn's in the back, I can taunt the Torn. They Terra Water turn 1, so I don't have to worry about Dark Terra. They probably are Cover Cloak. It's really rare for Mental Herb Torn. Yeah, we are using Mental Herb Turn, but I think it's really likely they are. Beautiful. And we can go for Thunderclap plus Taunt, I suppose. I guess it depends on the last Pokemon. I think it's Serena. Yeah, it is Serena. That means I just click Bleak Wind and hope I land one. I don't really have to land one anymore. I'm pretty sure as long as I get any damage across the board, Calyrex sweeps. I just go for Bleak Wind. We do miss on the... It looks like we double miss. All right. Draco Meteor gonna connect on the Urshifu. Doesn't pick up the knockout. Actually barely lives. All right. Surging Strikes into Torn once again. I guess this triple axle into my Raging Bolt. But I think Calyrex should clean up the end game. It is triple axle. Yeah, that's fine. How many turns of grassy terrain are left? Was this the last one or is it the next turn? Because I think the only way that they could win is if they had Grassy Glide access for my Sash Calyrex to play around it, but I don't think they can. Yeah, grassy terrain disappears, so I should always guarantee to win here. We go on the Calyrex, we click Terra Ghost, click Astral Barrage, and secure the game. I don't think there's a way that they could play around it. I don't think there is an option. Yes, I'm just going to go for Terra Ghost, Astral Barrage, and pick up the win. Whew. Actually, maybe I could have let Torn plus... Well, I guess it just depends. I gotta let Torn Cali into this team. with Sunny Day access and disable pressure against the Kyogre, because if it is Specs Kyogre, like I'm assuming, because I think I've seen this team before, the disable would really help against the Kyogre, but we didn't get to use it. It also would have helped against Urshifu if like I needed that position, but like I just take the KO here since I'm under Tailwind and it's already super low and we need the damage on Serena really badly. Almost picks up the knock on Serena. Maybe I should Draco Meteor. I mean, either way, I think just Draco Meteor either slot doesn't matter, assuming I hit one of the Bleak Winds, but it's not Hurricane out here. But Power Whip going to come out into Calyrex. We are able to hang on. No Focus Sash needed. Astral Barrage going to come out into the Serena. We have the knockout right there. I could protect to scout if there is something that Serena could possibly do in this situation. I don't think there is a move that they have that I can learn. So very nice. Origin Pulse Mist did help, but I think we could have just secured the same result, assuming we just like get into a position where again the Ghost Astral Barrage would have just nuked their side of the field, especially next to Sunny Day Torn, and I think I could have got in that position. All right, let's go over the games. In game 1, I had some safe lines with Urshifu on their side being Terra Water, and both my Pokemon outspeeding a non-jolly Serena, since their Serena was not very jolly to see my Rillaboom outspeeded and KO their Urshifu. In game 2, Cobalion did some great work being able to tank the attacks on the Calyrex Ice Rider and 2-shot with Body Press while taunting the Magmar so I could set up a pin position to force an unfavorable Terra or the Ursaluna getting knocked out. In game 3, with how little the Chiyu did, I think I could have set up a disable position with Miraidon from the Calyrex Shadow Rider so I could save the Calyrex Shadow Rider, or have gotten the knockout onto Miraidon with a Terra Astral Barrage thanks to the Beats of Ruin. I think my line with the U-turn knockout onto Chiyu worked, although it could have been very dangerous if it did not. In game 4, a nice Origin Pulse miss onto Raging Bolt, but Kyogre would have gone down regardless that turn with Rillaboom the Woodhammer clutching up, and I could have set up for a Tailwind Calyrex sweep. Lead-wise, Tornadus might have been more effective with Sunny Day Pressure immediately, which is the only thing I could really think of otherwise. Cobalion is a really cool Pokemon. We have faced Cobalion a few times on this channel with the Electric Seed from Miraidon, and I think having the Grassy Seed boost without having to use a restricted slot, it's great typing with the Steel, and the fighting coverage with the Body Press with a pretty good physical defense is pretty solid overall. And you do have some tricks with the Taunt and Quick Guard that were pretty useful. Encore Disable Calyrex was also neat. We didn't get to really pull off too many strategies with it because I think we ended up positioning Calyrex for Astral Barrage. There are definitely cases where I could have gotten Disable onto a bunch of Choice Mons, and Encore was definitely a move that could have put in a lot of work if we were able to force more offensive positions instead of playing defensive as much as I did. So it was a really cool team and really neat. If you do want to try it out, there is a rental code on your screen. Hopefully it's still available by the time this video comes out. If you would like to check out the details of the team and the creator, they'll be linked in the description down below. But otherwise, subscribe to the channel for more VGC content as always.